Is all right, everybody. Hey, Happy New Year's 2018. We finally made it past 2017 in one piece. 2017 was pretty damn good for the show, and we're going to try and keep that energy going into the new year. So this is the first Omnibros Live. Son of a bitch! I left my YouTube open. So yeah, this is the first Omnibros Live of 2018, which is pretty damn sure it's going to be a momentous year for everybody. So welcome everybody from Omnibros Collectors to comic book collectors to just random ass people on YouTube that this thing popped up on your feed. Welcome to our episode of Hauls. What did you get? And we'll be going over this week's releases of trade paperbacks, hardcovers, omnibus, absolutes, and whatever else collected comic book editions that are coming out. I am the host this week. I am Gabe, Infinity Watch, coming at you all the way from Las Vegas with absolutely no hangover or anything like that from the partying last night. And along with me is the legend, the emperor of Omnibus, the granddaddy of them all, the man who forgot his mask, it looks like.
Oh.
Everybody got Just Bragg.
Yo, what's up? Hit him with the hind. How's it going, Gabe?
I'm good, sir. Happy New Year's. How was your night last night?
It was good. It was quiet. I'm not hungover at all. I am quite happy. I made it up to stayed up past midnight, so it was great. And then I promptly went to bed.
That used to be an exciting thing when you were a child, and now it's just like
yeah.
There's been a few years where I was just like, "Fuck this! I'm going to bed." It's going to turn the next year, no matter if I'm up or not.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's how I usually look at it.
Yeah, nothing changes in the new year. You know, you still have a shitty job. You still have kids that hate you, and you still whatever problems you got still travel over. We still got Trump as president. So, all right. So let's see what's going on. Anybody in the chat? We got some people hanging out already. Sweet. What up, everybody in the chat? We got 21 people watching, 7 likes. So we're getting off to a good start.
Nice.
Yeah. So did you have a party last night, Jess, or what?
No, we had a small party today. My daughter threw a party, and we had some friends over too. So it was like 15 people just came over, dropped in and out. No, last night it was just the 3 of us having a super quiet night.
Yeah.
Yeah. So today was.
You got any traditions or anything like that for New Year's?
Yeah, my wife and daughter love lobster, so they go down to the waterfront in DC, pick up lobster and clams, and I don't like shellfish, so I had like a hot dog while they have lobsters and clams.
They're getting all this fancy like seafood, and you're like, fuck it, just give me lips and assholes.
Right. I'm just fine with a hot dog.
Yeah.
And so that's what they like to do. That's their big tradition. And I think they had a bottle of peach schnapps.
Wow. That's crazy. Wow, they're partying hard at that peach schnapps over there.
I know.
Watch out. Right on, man. No, I spent most of yesterday and today in urgent care rooms because, well, everybody in my house is just disgustingly sick.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So part of my haul was a stomach flu.
Oh, great.
Yeah. But I'm pretty good. I know how my body works. I know how to kind of kick that out pretty quick. But like my wife's been sick for like a week. Her parents have been sick for a week. The kids have been sick, and then they get better, and then they give it back to one another. It's just this disgusting domino effect of just diseases in the house right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last night for New Year's, I went out. John, the owner of the store, they had a gathering at his house. So I went there by myself because the wife and the kids are sick. So I just went stag to the party over there, and then I didn't stay to midnight. I took off a little early just because, as much of an asshole as it sounds like, it's also Our anniversary is New Year's Eve, my wife and I.
Oh,
So I promised her, I just after a while, like I just wanted to just be back home with the kids since they were sick and she was sick. So I took off about 11 o'clock from the party, and just spent New Year's Eve trying to force medicine down a 2-year-old's throat.
I've been there.
Man, that's like trying to like train a fucking lion or something. It's outrageous. Anybody out there with kids, shout out to you when it comes down to trying to give them medicine.
Yeah.
I don't know what's worse, trying to give them medicine or try to comb their hair. It's rough. But anyways, man, I hope everybody had a good time on New Year's. Obviously, everybody must have been nice and safe since, we got the chat going and everything like that. But
so we didn't lose any people?
I hope not, I mean, I was partying with rock stars and I turned out okay, so I guess.
Yeah, that's true. You were partying with rock stars.
Yeah. But anyways, let's go and get this started up, man. You ready to kind
Sure.
of off the halls for this week?
You bet.
Did we because I missed last week's show because I had that stomach flu. Did you guys do no, this is our first hall show since Christmas, right? Or is it
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, we didn't do a Christmas show.
Right.
So we did a Thursday show. So yeah, it's been this is my haul from a couple weeks ago.
Cool.
Because I didn't get anything last week.
You didn't get anything for Christmas?
No. I mean, I no books.
Right.
I got some nerd stuff, but some nerdy stuff I got, but no books. Cool. My daughter got me a bunch of geeky stuff, which was fun.
I'm always impressed by like people in the group who somehow are able to like explain to like their significant others or friends on what kind of omnibus to buy them.
Oh, I know. Some of them got majorly great things.
Yeah.
I was really impressed with some of the hauls by some of the people.
Yeah, man. Shout out to them. Like I have no way. I mean, unless you just kind of just go like, hey, here's this eBay or here's this Amazon like sale, like buy that for me. I don't know how I would ever be able to tell somebody like, hey, here's this, $100+ book that you can get for me for Christmas. But,
yeah.
and make it a surprise too. Like that's one thing with my wife. She's like, what do you want? I'm like, I could buy my own books, and I don't want you to buy it for me because then I have to tell you specifically which one to buy me. And there's no fun in that. So
yeah, exactly.
All right, Jess, let's go and see what you got, man.
Okay, first up, I got Volume 2 of Black Hammer. The fabulous Jeff Lemire book.
I need to check that out.
Yeah, you really do. You dig it a lot. Then I got Volume 2. Volume 2 of the Kate Bishop Hawkeye. Right here, Kate Bishop. And I got Volume 4 of Unbelievable Gwenpool. And
rest in peace, Gwenpool.
Yeah. I actually have thoughts on that. And then Bronze Age Batgirl.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, I remember getting that in the store. I think it's great.
Yeah. So that's it for my haul.
Yeah.
Just 4 books.
Cool. Man, you got off light. Usually you go make a sandwich and come back.
That's exactly right.
Awesome, man. Well, do you have anything that you got like nerdy for Christmas that your daughter got you?
Yeah, I don't have it in front of me. I showed it off last Thursday. I got a what do you call it? I got a little mother box like Gio got.
Oh, cool.
She got me a Harley Quinn mallet. That's the mallet part is kind of sponge foam rubber. It's a big mallet. So I've been whacking my wife and daughter on the butt with it all week. Let's see, what else did I get nerdy? She got me some other nerdy stuff. I got her a bunch of pops from Game of Thrones, so she was really psyched about that. I can't see anything nerdy around here that I got. Oh, and I got a Sergeant Pepper's vinyl, Beatles Sergeant Pepper's, so that was cool.
Oh yeah, I saw you post that in the Bowie's turntable.
Right, yeah. So that's really about it.
What is that? Is that just like a? Is that just a like a remake or a repressing of it?
It's a repressing. It's got all the. It's got some outtakes. It's got a second LP that's got some alternate takes, which I hadn't heard before. So it's really cool.
Oh, that's neat.
Yeah, and then it's got all. The original vinyl came with a piece of cardboard that had cutouts, like a badge you could wear, and a picture of the Beatles and some stuff like that. That was really cool at the time, and so those got reissued too. So that's cool.
That's nice, man. Right on. So
and it's remastered, so it'll sound even better.
Is it mono? You said still, or did they recreate the sound?
Yeah, it's stereo now.
Oh, okay. How do you feel about that? That kind of like change up in the sound.
I think it's fine. I was never a big fan of mono. I always appreciated stereo more, so I'm more of a stereo fanatic. I guess if you're really hardcore, you'd want it mono, but that's not me. Yeah. I'm much more interested in stereo than I am mono.
Yeah, no, I was just wondering because I know there's a lot of, I guess like Beatles purists or vinyl purists are more into like the mono scene.
Yeah, which is fine. You know, those albums are out there for those people.
Yeah. If that's what you like, whatever, you win. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Cool. So let's see. Here's what I got for Christmas. My wife got me, on top of other things, I got like a Nickelodeon sleeping pajama pants.
Oh, cool.
Like the Rugrats on it and all that kind of cool, fun stuff. She got me an electric razor. It's the first time I ever used an electric razor, and it's amazing. That's a great. I never knew electric razors were so like handy and awesome.
Yeah. What's your T-shirt say?
It says groovy. It's a Earthworm Jim.
Oh, cool.
She picked me up Super Mario Odyssey for the Switch.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. I was kind of hoping she'd get me the new Marvel Lego game, but I'm just as happy with this. But I really wanted the Lego Marvel game.
I have that, but I haven't played it yet.
What's that? The Lego Marvel?
No, the Super Mario.
Oh, Odyssey? Yeah. It looks great. Yeah. I mean, I hear the mechanics are really fun, especially you could do like the 2-player thing, I guess, with his hat. So I'm digging the Switch. You know, obviously they put out more games, but whatever games they are putting out, Mario is always like some of the best games that Nintendo puts out anyways. So
yeah.
So then I picked up, speaking of rest in peace to books, the final Gotham Academy second semester book. This is the end of one of my like all-time favorite books, Gotham Academy. Also, I picked up finally Paper Girls. You guys just kept talking about it and talking about it and talking about it, so I decided to pull the trigger on this. And I think this is what collects the first, was it 12 issues you guys were saying?
I think 10.
10, okay. I thought it was more than that. I thought it was like 12 or 16. No, I think you guys wanted it to be 12 or 16.
Yeah, we wanted it to be more, yeah.
But this is cool, man. I'm down with this. It's about a bunch of girls who have a paper route.
Yeah.
They kind of just stumble upon situations, what you guys are saying from what I've read. So.
Oh, I know. It's so good.
Plus, Brian K. Vaughan, Cliff Chang on the art.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong with that. It's a super bright pink. Like, I think it's fluorescently colored. It's going to really stand out on my shelf. Speaking of shelves, I've never reshuffled my shelves since I moved up into this room. So all the new books I bought, and so recently I've just been stacking up. So today of all days, I decided to reorganize the shelves, and that's a bitch. Fuck. God damn, it's a bitch.
Yeah.
Speaking of bitches, I got Matt Fraction's Fantastic Four Omnibus. I'm not a big fan of his run, but I did really like the FF stuff.
Right, that's what everybody says.
Yeah. And plus, it's a Fantastic Four Omnibus. I'm going to gather all of those I can. All I need now to complete my FF Omnibus collection is John Byrne Volume 2.
Mm. Is number 1 of that out of print?
Yeah, it's out of print and everything.
That's a thick volume, man.
It is. That thing is just. I think up until just recently, that was like one of the biggest Marvel like omnibus, or is it still is? No, I think Roto or Hulk is about the same size. I don't know. That's a lot of book though, for sure. Like,
yeah, it is.
And that's why like the second book is just kind of like the handful of regular FF issues and a bunch of random stuff like epic issues and things like that too.
Oh, it is? I haven't read them yet.
Yeah. And then the last thing I got is Deadpool Volume 2. And this is really awesome because I love this run of Deadpool, like the original run, the Joe Kelly stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I have the Joe Kelly omnibus. I've had that for a while. And this completes, I mean, this is, Joe Kelly's already been way off the book by here, but it completes the rest of this volume, along with the Agent X stuff. I didn't know the Agent X stuff was in here, too. I never read that.
That's Deadpool Classic?
Deadpool Classics Volume 1, which is just oddly titled, since it's basically Volume 2 of that line.
Right.
So this collects, what is it, 34 through 69. Black Panther 23, Agent X 1 through 15, something called Fight Man #1, and X-Men Unlimited 28. So, but what's cool about this also is it collects the Deadpool Punisher 2-issue storyline. Those books are really, really hard to find. Those singles are like $50, $60 a piece. Easy.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. All these kind of last. The last issues of these runs are stupid expensive. Even like, especially things like what is this called? The Agent of Weapon X stuff in here, and then it turns into Funeral for a Freak. Like those are all pretty pricey, like back issues, like $20 to $50, $60 back issues these days, if not more. So, and this is part of that recent Marvel liquidation, so I got it for fucking dirt cheap.
Oh, great.
Same with the Matt Fraction stuff. Like, I got this for fucking nothing. So, couldn't say no to that. I waited that out. So, but
good job.
Everybody can still find these on like eBay and stuff like that for like $35, $40. So, not bad for $100 omnibus.
I didn't know those two got clearanced.
Yeah, that was on the most recent clearance stuff.
Hmm.
And that's it for me, man. That's what I picked up.
You got some big books.
Yeah, I'm excited. I got some more stuff I was gonna pick up the Mark Waid omnibus. I have that at work. The Mark Waid Captain America.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's been in your pull box for a while, huh?
Been there for a while, and I looked at it the other day. I was gonna buy it. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna, I came into some extra money around Christmas. And the binding on the top and the bottom are detached from the ribbon. It's still sealed, and it's detached from the ribbon.
Oh, that blows.
So I'm just gonna order another copy from Diamond, report that new copy damaged, and then send that one back. So I kind of have to play that game to kind of get that taken care of.
Hmm.
I was really looking forward to that because I really wanted to read that Captain America run.
Yeah, well, it's Mark Waid, so it's got to be great.
It has all that Liberty, Sentinel Liberty like issues in there too. So it's a pretty, from my understanding, because I haven't read any of that stuff really, that's a pretty damn complete omnibus compared to like a lot of other things where they kind of break things up. But it has like absolutely everything in it.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, what are you gonna do? Those things come fucked up sometimes. So make sure you check all your omnibus when you get them in the mail, guys. Seriously.
Yeah, I'm guilty of that.
Yeah, I've probably got a few things back here. When I'm opening them up one day, they're gonna be like pages falling out or ripped or something like that. But
yeah, mine's gonna be like I'll open it up. It'll be a pop-up book. It won't even be the right book.
Like it was fucked up. Like it was completely, like I said, like completely unglued and detached from the ribbon from the top and the bottom. So if I was to take off the cellophane and open it up, I could probably just pull out all the pages. It looked like it was just,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So, and that's that for hauls, everybody.
Quality hauls.
Yeah, good stuff, man. Good stuff.
Well, I read a ton of stuff.
Did you? I didn't read much because I've been sick and dealing with sick kids and stuff like that.
Yeah, God. Oh, I feel your pain.
Yeah, usually I can read at night, but they're not sleeping. Like when the baby's sick, like all he wants to be is held all night long. Like he doesn't want to go to bed or lay down or anything. So
oh my gosh.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, that's part of being a parent. That's the sucky part.
Yep. But anyways, man, so what'd you read? You said you read a lot. What do you got going?
I did. I'll start with, I did read Unbelievable Gwenpool, Beyond the Fourth Wall. This was pretty wild. She gets pulled back into her normal world. This is major fourth wall breaking in this book. She gets pulled back into her own world by her brother, and she goes back and forth constantly, breaking panels and sticking her face out of the page and doing all kinds of crazy fourth wall breaking in a major way. So, and this is where she confronts her sort of future self, who's ends up doing bad things to the Marvel universe. So she has to decide whether she wants to be a villain or not. And I think this is their way of wrapping the book up. And I think it's probably a good time to wrap the book up. I don't think this was meant to go beyond 25 issues anyway. So yeah. I think they're finishing on a high note. Since I really like the book, I think that any longer than this would have been too much of a good thing, and it would cease to be funny, since I'm one of the ones that thinks it's funny.
I really like the art in that book.
Yeah, it is really cool. It's really crisp and clean.
Yeah, I've never read it, but I just like the clean lines and the, I don't want to say like manga style, but it has this kind of like cartoony look to it. I like it.
Yeah, it does have a little bit of a manga look to it with the eyes. I read both Kate Bishop Hawkeyes. This book's great. I love this book.
That's another one that got canceled too, right?
I think so, yeah. I have a hard time keeping up with what's canceled and what's not. It seems like Marvel just cancels everything no matter what, unless it's Spider-Man or something else. Kelly Thompson did a great job writing Kate Bishop as a private investigator in Southern California. I thought this book was a lot of fun. It had a lot of crazy crap going on in it, but she's just snappy one-lining it all the time.
Yeah.
And it's got a fun storyline to follow. So I like both of those.
Yeah, are any of the villains or anything she's going up against like major like characters at all, or just
no, not at all. I don't. She at the very end of book 2, she runs into what's his name? Not the real Hawkeye, the guy Hawkeye, the Hawkeye. Hawkeye. There are some good guest appearances of Weapon 23 and Weapon 23's little clone, who I didn't know about. But mostly she's just trying to find her father and solve other cases that come her way. So there's no really big bad guys. Fight Club. It's really fun.
How's that? If that ending, does it feel like it's ending like on its own, or does it kind of feel like if it ends, it's going to just kind of cut off? in the middle of a story?
That's a good question, because it ends with the second paperback ends with this, with her meeting Hawk Guy. He comes to talk to her. So there must be, there must be more going on than that. It continues. So I would guess they're going to try and somehow organically finish it off. And which would be better than just randomly cutting it off like they did with Mockingbird. So it looks like they're going to try and give it a decent finish.
Basically, if it's a book that just likes, Marvel's going to cancel it.
Yeah, it does seem that way. Black Hammer, I did read the event number 2, volume 2, which was great. I devoured this the first day I got it.
It looks awesome. A lot of organs falling out of that guy.
Yeah, I thought you'd like that. This was great. It ends on a great cliffhanger. The first one ended on a major cliffhanger, so I was eager to get volume 2.
Well, has that got robot monkeys? That's great.
No carbon-based life forms are allowed on the planet. Yeah, it gets pretty trippy. It gets Grant Morrison trippy on some parts. One of these characters is very kind of Grant Morrison trippy.
Yeah. How does Amir find the time to write all these books? And
that's a good question.
And they're all
super prolific.
Yeah, and they all seem to be, like, from what I've heard, just like all quality stuff too.
Yeah, he's. Have you been reading the Thanos book he wrote? Have you been reading that in singles?
I want to though. No, I've been reading the newer issues that Donny Cates are doing.
Oh yeah,
really good.
Yeah, I think you'd like it a lot.
But yeah, I think I'm gonna borrow the books and read the Jeff Lemire stuff. But
yeah, I think
I think so much good stuff. Like Bloodshot, I'm hearing still really good. Thanos, Black Hammer, was Moon Knight recent, or I don't know how long he's been off Moon Knight for.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd think just writing Thanos would be enough, but he's yeah, you're right. He's churning out like 2 or 3 other books.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you'd love Thanos. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I should have been getting the singles, but I was just waiting on the hardcovers for that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't wait. Once Riley talked it up, I got it on Comixology and just burned through it in one night.
Oh, so are you all caught up? Did you read a new?
I'm caught up to issue 13. I haven't read past that.
Well, you read 13?
I did, yeah. Okay.
That's a good book. I really enjoyed it. Donny Cates, I don't know who this dude is. He came out of nowhere. I mean, doing Redneck and Baby Teeth, but
right, and God Country. That's one book I read.
That's right.
This book is epic. It's filed under Epic Texan Battle Fantasy. I really dug this book. It is amazing. It's basically this old guy is dying, not dying, but he's heavily afflicted with Alzheimer's, doesn't know his family, and he ends up with a sword of a god which restores his memory and his strength, and he becomes godlike, and these other gods want to retrieve the sword, and he doesn't want to let it go because it's turned him back into his regular self and made him even more powerful. And so he's dealing with a bunch of gods and heralds of gods, sons of gods, and the gods are dying off, and this sword is one of their last things that they have. It's like this major all-powerful sword, obviously, the sword of a god. And it's just a brilliant book. I can see why Riley liked it so much. This was a brilliant read.
Yeah, Donny Cates is really just kind of making a name for himself. Like he's seems to be like the next up and comer for like big hit Marvel stuff.
I think you're right. Yeah, because I read now. Is Thanos is 14 out already?
Yeah, 14 came out last week.
Oh, okay. I need to read that. Going in a really cool direction. Here's a book I didn't like, and I'm sorry that I didn't like it because I really wanted to like it. And that's Aphrodite 9. The first series, first of all, the artwork is crazy good. The artwork's really good, and the first story is very long. It takes up the first half of the book, and I enjoyed the first story, but then the second series of stories is just a mess. Myself ever going back to the second part. The first part was really well done by Matt Hawkins.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know how you say his name. Stepan Sejic.
Oh, okay. Okay, I heard of him before.
Yeah. And the art is really good in the second part too. It's super cheesecakey, but the story is just a mishmash of I don't know what. I couldn't even follow it. It was so goofy. But I really liked the first part of it. It's out of print now, so I may consider selling it, or if somebody on the group needs it. I don't know. Not a fan. I'm not going to pour root beer on it, but it was just kind of a mixed bag. The second part of it was just sort of blech.
Was it the same writer? It looks like
no, yeah,
okay.
It was a different writer. Let me see who took over the writing chairs. It feels like it was. I mean, it had a crossover with Cyberforce, and I have no idea who Cyberforce was. I went with it, and it made enough sense that I went with it. Let's see who wrote this part. The writer was David Wohl, Wohl. The pencils were by Dave Finch. The inks were by a wide variety of people, and it's really very pretty, but the story was just bouncing all over the place like a ping pong ball.
Was it David Finch? I know he did Aphrodite 9 a long time ago.
Yeah, David Finch did the pencils. Yeah, that guy obviously can draw. Obviously, he's a famous artist. I don't know if he can write, but he didn't do any of the writing. He did the artwork. Then I read something I really liked. The 3 Green Lanterns books, which are Simon Baz and Jessica Cruz. She deals with anxiety. He's just an impulsive, kind of crazed guy. And there are 3 separate stories that it looks like they're going to pull back. They sort of pulled, they let the stories finish, but they also kind of planted the seed for the storylines to continue. Like the first one is Atrocitus is getting ready to turn Earth into a new red planet. And they defeat him, but he plants the seed in Earth. And the next book, they kind of ignore it, but you know that it's there. So
That's
the artwork's, yeah, the artwork's great. The story's really good because I didn't know really anything about Simon or Jessica. I know Jessica's a new Lantern, and Simon's a recent, within the past few years, Lantern. But they've been left by Hal Jordan to defend Earth. And of course, Earth is always where everything happens, no matter what. I don't know why Earth is so important in Marvel and DC, but it seems to be the focal point for everything bad ever.
Especially these cosmic books. It's always on Earth.
Yeah. They deal with the Phantom Lantern in book 2, who's like the original Lantern. This is the Phantom Ring is a all-powerful ring that doesn't choose the user. You can just put it on and you become this Phantom Lantern. That was a good story because this wannabe superhero ends up with the ring, and he ends up the ring controls all the emotional spectrum, not just the green part, but love, empathy, greed, whatever. All of them he can control. And then the third one deals with Dr. Polaris. And so these all end sort of open-ended, and I have a feeling they're going to go back and deal with them later.
Oh, that's a cool scarecrow image.
Yeah. They're going to go back and deal with them later because, as far as I can tell, the red seed is still planted in Earth, and so it's going to grow and sprout and try and turn Earth into the new rage planet. So at some point, these three storylines are going to come back.
Who's writing it? Is it Tomasi, I thought? Or?
Sam Humphries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is really well written, but I'm not familiar with his work other than this book. And then I decided my New Year's resolution was I was going to start bombing through all my Image oversized hardcovers because I've got a bunch and I've just been collecting them. I used to read a bunch of them in singles, and I just haven't been reading them. They've just been collecting, and I said, it's time to read all these. So I started out with Saga Book 1 and Saga Book 2.
Wow, that's a lot of reading. Those are big books.
They really are. Put that together with Aphrodite 9. Aphrodite 9's a big book too. And I guess some people feel like Saga, the second book, wasn't as good as the first and that it tailed off. I found it highly enjoyable, the second book. It's completely different than the first book. It's a much broader story with a bunch of storylines going on in it. But I enjoyed book 2. I know some people don't, but I did. I liked them both. Of course, book 1's a classic. But yeah, that's the reading that I've been doing, and I'm going to plow through Image this whole month. Just every OHC I can get my hands on. Paper Girls is going to be one of those. I read it in trade paperback, but I want to reread it.
Yeah. What other hardcovers for Image are you looking at?
Revival, Cowboy Ninja Viking, Satellite Sam I need to read. I Hate Fairyland, Odyssey, Private Eye, Manhattan Projects. Let's see, I read Luther Strode, I read East of West.
I'm going to pick up some of those books. I really want Luther Strode.
Oh, God, you'd love Luther Strode. Oh, I started Wayward today. Peter Panzerfaust I need to read. And let's see, The Crusades. I need to read that. And I need to reread Fatale by Ed Brubaker because it's been a while and I've forgotten about it. But you would love Luther Strode. It's super violent. It's so great.
I got to read a bunch of Image stuff too. We could probably do an entire Image episode.
That's a good idea. Yeah,
I have Deadly Class, East of West.
Yeah. I still have to read those.
Yeah.
Deadly Class, Black Science, Low, Tokyo Ghost. I got to read those too.
A bunch of Invincible, but I'm just slowly working through those. I have both Lazarus, Morning Glories. I only have the first Revival, but I used to read that in singles, and I really used to like that book a lot.
Those had a lot of cool covers too.
Mm-hmm. Wow. How many hardcovers are there for Revival? Was it 3?
4.
4? Jesus, man.
Yeah, I got my work cut out for me this month.
Right on, man. Right on. So let me see. Here's what I've read. Not much. Like I said, I've been preoccupied with things.
Yeah.
But it's something that you guys have all read, and I'm just I'm way behind on it. But the Batman Rebirth oversized hardcover.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm not that far into it yet, but I mean, I know this book for a while. I heard a lot of people. It was kind of a little polarizing. People either love it or you hate it. But
Batman.
Yeah.
People don't like it?
I remember people just saying this, they weren't liking it.
I think
the book doesn't really pick up until later on, the Bane series or I Am Suicide or something like that.
Right. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, the I Am Gotham one didn't turn a lot of people on, but I liked it.
I'm digging it. I'm digging it. I mean, the first that Rebirth issue, not #1, but just Batman Rebirth. I had no idea what was going on with that book.
Yeah.
No idea
I just went with it. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, and fucking Alfred, like, you know, picking avocados and like planting avocados. I had no idea what that was about. I mean, was this a part of, like, was this supposed to connect the New 52 with the whole Spores thing and like Mr. Bloom or whatever? I don't know, but outside of that, the I Am Gotham stuff with Gotham and Gotham Girl, I'm really liking it. I like their origin story so far. I like the idea of seeing the Psycho Pirate come back. I haven't seen that guy in forever, and how he just kind of just messes with everybody, and how a combination of him with Hugo Strange is like this really just messed up combination. And how it just causes all this kind of terror. I'm digging the Duke character. Like, I know some people just weren't feeling Duke and they don't like him as being the Signal or whatever, but I'm liking it. The art in this book is really good. I mean, we were talking about David Finch earlier, and David Finch does the I Am Gotham episodes or issues, and this stuff's pretty solid.
Yeah.
My problem with David Finch has been my problem with him forever is that he has one man face. Every face he does is the exact same when it comes down to like the superhero male physique that he uses. Like, you'll see when we do somebody was talking about earlier, but when we do Avengers Disassemble, like, I couldn't tell the difference between like Captain America and Falcon without there being just a skin color difference in the color process. So.
Let me grab that book and make sure I have the right book. Wait, is it in New Avengers Omnibus?
It might be.
Avengers Disassembled?
I don't have the New Avengers Omnibus, so I don't know. But
okay, well, we can talk about that separately.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But no, this is a good book. This is really well done.
Yeah.
I'm probably only about 5 or 6 issues into it, but it reads pretty fast. Tom King is doing really good. And I think it just gets better because I've been reading some of the more recent singles he's been doing. And the recent singles he's doing is amazing. Like, the annual 2 was great. The recent single issue where Batman, or where Bruce and Selena, Clark, and Lois going like on a double date to a fair was really great.
I heard that was really great.
Yeah. So he's really been, you know, making a name for himself on this book. I mean, he came out of nowhere. I mean, he was kind of quiet after just, I mean, what did he do before this? Like Vision and
Omega Man.
Omega Man. Yeah, exactly.
And Sheriff of Babylon, or Sheriff
of Babylon. So, and that's coming out pretty soon, Sheriff of Babylon. But yeah, this I Am Gotham and this whole Batman OHC is great. I know I think the second one's been solicited, right? So I'm looking forward to seeing that come out. But this is really good artwork all the way through. There's different artists throughout, but I really wanted to see the stuff that happens in the next issues, because I think Volume 2 will have like the whole like Swamp Thing issue and the marriage proposal storyline and all that stuff. Or is it in here?
Yeah, I can't wait for that. That's one thing that really sucks as a trade waiter, is that I'm missing that whole Selena and Bruce storyline, so I can't wait to catch up.
Yeah, but that's the price you pay to, you know, have the better version or format, or our preferred format, actually. Right. But yeah, I'm gonna carry this with me everywhere I go and try and like squeeze more in, like read it in my car and stuff like that, and try and like get through this as much as I can. But that's it for me. But yeah, hey, everybody, go out there and get this new Batman book. I mean, it's been out for a while, but it's totally worth
it. John Wilson asks if we can add the link to the Facebook page, and I don't know how to do that. I tried putting a link in last Thursday, and it wouldn't let me put a web site in there. Do you know how to add that?
Yeah. Let me do this, because you can't put it in. I don't think you can put it in the chat. But what I can do is, this should be on YouTube. If everybody goes to like this channel's info, I think I think the link to the Facebook group's in there.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Let's see. Omnibros Comics Guide. Oh, it's just our channels.
Okay, well then let me do this. I could probably do it now. Did you get the link for this week's releases?
Oh,
It's in the chat.
Oh, it is?
Chat.
Okay. Yep, there it is. I'll put it up right now.
All right, so there's that. I'll put the link of. Can I edit this right now? I'm sure I can. All right, so I'll do this. I'll put the Facebook group in the info or about us on YouTube.
Oh, cool. That way they can find out about it.
Yeah, so it should not only should it be in the about us, but I'll also put it in so that it's in every episode note as well.
Just get your daughter to do it. Yeah, that's what I should do. My daughter can figure it out.
But we should just make a note that it's a private group, so you have to be accepted in. I believe.
Here's a question. Do you guys know if BPRD Plague of Frogs is usually out of stock
people, right?
on IST? Even the trade paperbacks seem hard to find right now. Huh. I would have thought the trades would be evergreen. I guess, get them through Amazon or wait a little bit till they come back in stock at IST. Because those should be easy to find.
Which book?
BPRD Plague of Frogs. Paperback.
Yeah. All the trades are, I think, readily available.
He's saying, Mike Fiscum is saying that even the trades seem hard to find right now. So I imagine they're just out of stock right now, but they'll be coming back within the next 6 months. But if you can't wait, I would go to Amazon. Unless they're out of stock at Amazon too, which would be weird.
Yeah, that doesn't happen very often. That both Amazon and like IST or even cheap graphic novels is another good place to look.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So let me see.
Yeah, it's in stock. They're in stock at Amazon. Volume 2 temporarily out of stock.
Well, it's temporary, so there you go. And besides the hardcovers, Dark Horse is pretty good about keeping that stuff evergreen.
Right.
Those hardcovers just disappeared out of nowhere.
Yeah, even Volume 2 is hard to find now.
Is it?
Slightly, yeah.
All right, so that's all saved. Everybody should be able to find the Facebook group and all that fun stuff. And like I was saying earlier, it's a private group, so you have to be approved, which means you need to answer the questions. But still, the admins are people, and I think some of you admins kind of take your time approving people. I know Jess isn't allowed to approve people anymore, apparently. So
I approved a couple people that turned out to be up to snuff as members, so it was the privilege was taken away from me.
Yeah. And I'm just going to say this. I don't want to sound jerky or anything like that, but it's kind of like this is to help people kind of save their time and energy. Don't hit us up here on YouTube. We have no control over who gets approved or not. I get a lot of comments and private messages about, hey, can you hit up Riley and have him approve me? I have no influence over any of that stuff.
Yes, I can tell what a robot is. It wasn't robot. They weren't robots. They were just members that didn't contribute in a positive way. Yeah, I approved John and I lost the privilege.
So you're the one.
Yeah, that's on me.
All right, let me get back here. All right, so let's go on. Let's do this. The next segment of let's see what's coming out this week.
Okie doke.
Let me pull back up the chat and everything. Here. right, so let's go. All right. All right, so let's see. Let's go and screen share. And let's take a look at this week's releases for January 3rd, 2018. First week of books for the year. And let's see, to start out with Dark Horse. Nothing I care to talk about. You got Angel, you got Dark. Here's something for our boy Gio here in DC Comics. You got Aquaman, the Water Breeder. Captain Atom, the next. Here you go, Jess. The next. Oh no, this is Hal Jordan in the Green Lanterns.
Yeah, I haven't read that yet, but it's supposed to be good. I do have the first 3, so I'll get that.
Suicide Squad, Silver Age. This is the trade paperback reprint. Here's one I'm interested in: is Superboy, Volume 1. This is Superboy from right after the death of Superman. And I don't think this stuff has ever been collected before. And it collects issues 0 through 11, so that's a pretty good chunk of book right there. IDW is you have Nemo.
Nemo, yeah. My nemesis, cost me my laptop. Damn you, Nemo.
This is a smaller one though, so I don't think it's gonna do much damage.
Oh, all right.
But besides that, it's basically all just like licensed stuff. You have Orphan Black, Star Trek New Visionaries, which is that Fumetti series I think John Byrne is doing. Yeah, this is all John Byrne, which is odd because he gets writing and art credits, but all it is just screen captures from the TV episodes.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Photo plays by John Byrne. That actually sounds interesting to me.
Atomic Age, Superman Sundays. Also, this is probably the very, very early newspaper strips.
Oh, uh-huh.
TMNT Dimension X. Image. You got some more hardcovers here for you, Jess, to catch up on.
Ooh, goody! Yeah, I need to. I'll get Big Hard Sex Criminals because I can need to reread Volume 1 and I'll read Volume 2. Nice.
Then there's Elseworld, Generation Gone. I have no idea what those books are, and I have no idea what Kill 6 Billion Demons is. But that's kind of a outlandish title. I like it. Oh, it's a webcomic.
There was a question about Fear Agent. Do you guys know a good place to find both Fear Agent libraries? Are those both out of print already? I would think the Dark Horse would keep those in print.
Unfortunately, we're going to have our same stock answer of if it's not on IST, in stock trades, or cheap graphic novels, then you can check Amazon.
Yeah.
Outside
if it's out of stock, that's something that I would wait. The only thing I could say is you'd need to wait on that for it to come back, for them to start reprinting it again.
If you're already a member on the group, there seems to be a lot of people unloading those hardcovers recently.
Oh, a Fear Agent?
Fear Agent, yeah. I know right before Christmas, like there was some kind of fire sale or something going on. People were just dropping that book on the group. All right, so let's take a look at Marvel. Black Panther Adventures Digest. No idea what that is, but all right. Another Black Panther book. This is the Volume 2 Complete Edition by Hudlin. A Color Your Own Black Panther book. That could lead to problems. And then the first omnibus of the year goes to Deadpool and Company Omnibus.
Oh no, what's that about?
I think this is all the team up stuff. Right? Let's take a closer look. So this collects Marvel Zombies 4, 1 through 4. Deadpool Merc of the Mouth, 1 through 13. I thought that was getting its own book, too. Lady Deadpool 1, Prelude to Deadpool Core, 1 through 5. Deadpool Core, 1 through 12. Deadpool Family number 1. Deadpool Team Up, 899 through 883. I remember that book, for whatever reason, counted backwards.
Oh, that's funny.
And Marvel Zombies 3 number 1, or material from that issue.
I'll get that. That sounds fun.
And then there's a Deadpool World's Greatest hardcover, volume 1. Hardcover, what is this? Oh, this is the Jerry Duggan stuff. So this is volume 2, I'm guessing, and it collects issues 14 through 20, and then it skips to 21, and this is number 21 in brackets, a story, and 22 through 25. I like that Treadmore cover art right there. All right. Inhumans, Beware the Inhumans trade paperback. I'm surprised Marvel's doing so much Inhuman stuff still. That unfortunately, that franchise seems to have kind of a bit of a stink on it after that TV show. Marvel Cinematic Universe Guidebook, all collected hardcover. I have no idea what that is. So this collects. Let's see. Guidebook to the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Season 1, Season 2, Season 3, and 4, and Marvel's Agent Carter, Season 1 and 2. Were these just like comic books connected to the series, I guess?
That is a good question. This is the first I've heard of these.
Yeah. Oh, that's going to be a pass on me.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. Here's something I'll be after. Spider-Gwen, hardcover volume 2.
I love Spider-Gwen.
Oh, yeah. Love that character. And last thing from Marvel is Spider-Man Deadpool trade paperback volume 4, Serious Business. And then everything else, what's on here? There's the Best of Star Wars, Insider. Oh, that's probably like a reprint of magazines. What else? Some of that manga stuff I don't know anything about.
Yeah, this is not the twosome to be talking about manga.
Nope. That's it, really. Well, there you go for this week's releases, guys. Some good stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't think there's any. I wouldn't say anything on here for me is a day one buy or a grade to pick up.
Wait, did I just see Generation Gone somewhere? Somebody was saying that's good. Is that Marvel? Oh, it's Image.
Yeah, so that's volume 1.
Do you know anything about that?
Nothing. I've never heard of that before.
They were just saying in the chat that it was good.
It's apparently a book about hackers. Cool.
John Wilson, you're still talking about Baltimore Comic-Con? Jess smoked so many of my cigarettes, but he did buy dinner for me and Fariha. That must have been the best day of your life, John, because you haven't stopped talking about it. So I'm going to say meeting me was the highlight of your life. It's not about
John,
hackers. It is good.
Yeah. I know John had an interesting 2017. Some ups and downs.
Yeah. I don't remember what brand of cigs. I think Marlboro.
John P., it's not about hackers, but the description just said it's about young 3 hackers. Or 3 young hackers.
Out. If it's not about hackers.
All right, cool. Well, whatever. All right, so you want to go and open this up to some Q&A time?
Sure.
All right, guys. So here's the time for you guys to throw us out some more questions, or give it a little bit of time here to get some questions kind of built up. But let us, ask us anything you want to know. Highlights from the year. I think last Thursday's topic was what books that you guys are looking forward to in 2018.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. All right, we got Biggie Cheese saying, which DC Rebirth comics do you recommend staying away from?
Oh, I have an answer to that. Hellblazer blows. Blue Beetle is apparently bad. Let's see. Wait. Ryan Sace has read all of them and told me what ones to stay away from. That's the problem. I don't have them in front of me, so I can't remember. Yeah, Hellblazer's no good. Blue Beetle's no good. Let's see.
It's not
Flash.
much, really. Yeah.
Yeah, most of them are pretty good. I'm trying to run down the characters in my mind, but I don't remember them because I haven't. He
Well,
told me to stay away from them.
I haven't read it. I mean, again, everything is taste, and it's all different for everybody. But what was that? Justice League of America? You and Omar kept saying it's pretty bad.
Yeah, and Justice League is bad.
I think for the most part, if you were to go to like a comic book store, or if you were to like filter like a site by Rebirth, you have probably about an 80% chance of getting something really good, because most of Rebirth has been excellent.
Yeah. Bloodraven saying Cyborg was pretty meh. Yeah, I think that got canceled. And no, John Wilson does not smoke menthol cigarettes. He's not a girl. The one book you are looking forward to most this year? What book are you looking forward to most this year?
Well,
Let's
for me, it's
see.
not really a book; it's that Infinity box set.
Oh, yeah.
That's the one just item in general I'm really, really looking forward to.
Let's see. I know I was looking forward to the Carnage Omnibus, but I know so little about him, and I want to read that. If Metal from DC comes out,
The omnibus for that was just solicited, wasn't it? Or
I no, I think you're the one that said Scott Snyder said there would be a Metal Omnibus, but I don't think we've seen a solicitation of it. I think we've seen solicitations for the hardcovers for it.
right? Oh, Vision hardcover is coming out.
Yeah, that's going to be good.
Yeah, I haven't read that. I've been. Man, it's been such a test for me not to get that book somehow, because I keep hearing great things about it. It's Tom King, but John Wilson's on the right track. He said Vision hardcover also, and Irredeemable Volume 5.
Oh yeah, Irredeemable, so I can reread it all and do a good review of it.
Yeah, I don't remember Snyder saying anything about there being like an omnibus for Metal. I think
Oh, maybe that was a Twitter thing that we saw.
maybe.
You guys read Birthright. Is that collected in hardcover? So far, it's only in trade paperback.
Nope, haven't read Birthright. I've been really off on like the more current Image books, really. Togo asked, Peter M. advised today Suicide Risk 5 volumes. Have you read that, Jess? I haven't. I have no idea.
I read it, the first few issues in singles, but that was so long ago. It was probably 5 years ago that I don't even remember it. But yeah, Peter M. came out with a huge recommendation on that, so I put that on my wish list.
Yeah, Cleveland. Thoughts on Bendis writing Superman? I think it's gonna be great. I'm ready for it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
What whales did you guys finally end up getting last year, you mean? I finally got Strangers in Paradise omnibus, hardcover omnibus. That was my biggie. That was my super biggie.
Yeah, that's a big book, all right. Didn't you have that before, or no? You never had that, right?
No, I never had it. I never even sniffed it. I don't even know if I saw it once. John Hahn had it when
Yeah,
he visited back in December 2016.
You guys did that photo of you like running away with it.
Right. I ended up dropping it too.
Oh no!
We didn't tell that part of the story. Yeah, it fell out of a slipcase. God, I felt so bad.
Was it hurt?
No.
Okay, thank God.
Fortunately, yeah.
My big whale I think I got last year was towards the end of the year, just recently. Silver Surfer omnibus.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I fortunately don't have much whales because I've been buying, I've been collecting omnibus and hardcovers for years and years and years. So most of the big whales I got the day they came out more or less. Oh, another one that I'm interested in. I'm not super excited for, but I'm interested in is Infinite Crisis omnibus. Now that that's getting reprinted.
Right, that's probably one a lot of people are looking forward to.
Yeah, that's gonna be pretty cool. I've never read the entire Infinite Crisis, like all those like issues before. I read the main storyline, and I'm glad I passed on the Absolute that came out, since now they're doing the all-in-one omnibus. That's gonna be great. And like you said, that now makes what Annihilation and Hickman Volume 1 Fantastic Four like the biggest whales out there right now.
I think those are the top two. Yeah.
I mean, besides like what Strangers in Paradise and Yosagi Yojimbo are still really big, right?
Right, but as far as the big two, yeah, those would be the ones. Somebody asked if Monstrous is getting a hardcover. Perhaps I'll go out on a limb and say I bet it will. That's a wildly popular book.
Oh, there's another one that's coming out. I forgot. People are really throwing stuff up here in the chat. The Grant Morrison Batman omnibus.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That's gonna be great. Any New Year's resolutions, Jess?
As far as comics go, yeah, I want to do that image read through. Continue my Hellboy readathon, and someday start my Hickman omnibus read through, starting with Secret Warriors and finishing with Hick Vengers. Fantastic Four.
Volume 2 just got solicited.
Right.
No, that's in this month's previews.
Yeah, so I want to do that. There's no. I'd love to do the Cosmic Marvel read through, but I bet that doesn't happen in 2018. I would love for it to happen, but I bet it doesn't. I'm not even going to promise that one.
That's a big ordeal to take on. That's a lot.
Yeah, that is really big. I can't do that, and Hickman. I can't do both of those.
When they say Marvel Cosmic, like which ones are they talking about? Like the recent stuff, like Annihilation.
I think like Annihilation Conquest. Let's see what else. There's a whole spreadsheet type, not spreadsheet type, but read through for it.
Okay.
That I've seen posted in the group before.
I've been mind going from like Thanos Redemption, Annihilation Conquest, and then through like Realm of Kings. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Oh yeah. That's it. All the War of Kings books.
But that's a lot. I mean, that's geez. You're looking 5 omnibus.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah. For me, mine's just basic when it comes down to like the whole comic book thing. Is really just kind of buy or read more than I buy if I can, or cut down on the buying and speed up more on the reading.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I got just a ton of backlog of stuff here. And I look at the stuff, or I talk to people at work about books, and I'm like, fuck, man, now I want to like reread like Jeff Johns' Green Lantern, or I want to Frank Miller's coming to the stores. I would love to like reread or read his Daredevil run. I have those omnibus.
Mm-hmm.
So just things like that. There's just so much good stuff I have here that I would just love to just bust open and reread or read for the first time. I would love to reread. I think that the Hickman omnibus read through sounds like a good idea. Like Fantastic Four or Secret Warriors, Fantastic Four, and Avengers. That sounds fun.
Yeah, that's doable, I think.
Yeah, because those omnibus aren't that big. Besides, Secret Warriors is pretty big, but yeah. I think my goal, like my buying goal, would be maybe to finish the Brubaker Captain America stuff. And I think the only whale I'm really kind of looking for right now is again just Astonishing X-Men.
Yeah, that's right.
But I'm not going to pursue it too hard because I have a feeling that's going to get reprinted.
That's something to people. That and Uncanny X-Force, I think, are two X books that are ripe for a reprinting.
I don't know why they haven't reprinted Uncanny X-Force.
I don't either.
I don't understand like why that's. It's just a single. I'm surprised they got an omnibus in the first place, but I don't know why they just don't keep it around. Ooh, that Secret Invasion omnibus is coming out next year. That's gonna be pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
like New Avengers Volume 2, more or less. Maybe missing an issue or two, but I'm looking over and I got so much stuff I want to read. What else we got for questions?
Oh yeah, Runaways Omnibus is coming out.
Yeah, I heard Dan Slott's going to be off Spider-Man pretty soon, or he's leaving. And that's a great time for them to kind of put that into like an omnibus format or something.
Yeah, a new villain called Red Goblin.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Someone to do a complete X-Men Claremont Omni.
I'll set that as my goal for 2020.
I don't have all the Claremont Omnis. I have well, he said hardcovers too. That's gonna be hard to do.
Yeah, OHC. That
some of those, yeah. Some of those things are super out of print. What is it? Inferno. Inferno is the big one out of that. That's
right.
A hard one to get. We have Claremont coming to the store at the end of the month.
Oh, the end of this month?
Yeah, the 27th. He'll be at the store. Him and Jerry Conway.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be great.
So I would like to get those other omnibus and have him sign it. I think that's going to be my New Year's resolution too, because you got so many people coming to the store this year. It's ridiculous. I'm gonna see if I can make some more money off of comics. Like getting them signed and graded and flipping them. I think that might be something I'm all.
Good idea. Yeah, you're certainly getting a lot of creators.
Yeah. Because you got Claremont on the 27th, and then the next weekend we have Andy Kubert. So I could get that first appearance of Gambit double signed and then get that graded. And mine's probably like a 9.4. So I could probably make some decent money off of that.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try to do that. Maybe I'll try and like flip some more books. like singles. I'll buy some high grade singles and flip them after getting them signed.
Is X-Men Classic Omnibus worth reading?
No idea. That's definitely a Riley and Omar question.
Right. I agree with that. I won't even go there.
Yeah,
I
I've
won't
never
even pretend to have knowledge on that when those guys know so much more about X-Men than I do.
I know that they were excited about that omnibus, so I know they were really, really like they were pumped for that. And a lot of people who are fans of that Claremont run are just foaming at the mouth to get that omnibus.
Yeah. When will this channel diversify its presenters? It's very diverse.
Can't get much more diverse than what we have.
Yeah.
Unless you need like a diversity of a diversity of a diversity or something.
I wish we could get, yeah, one thing would be great if we could get a female collector on.
Yeah. I would still like to get, get in contact with Emily from IST.
Oh, she'd be a great interview.
Yeah. What about what's her face? I hate to call her what's her face.
What's her face?
Yeah. I can't pronounce her name.
Faria?
Faria, yeah.
She'd be good. She's full of opinions.
Yeah, her posts are really cool on the board. She always has really good just like questions and topics that drive a lot of comments and chat. So
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we should get her on as a guest. Let's see. Curious as to who the new Spider-Man team will be. Thoughts? Have you been talking about that at all at the comic shop?
No. Mainly because there's no reason to really look into it quite yet. I know apparently he's leaving, Dan Slott's leaving, but I don't know.
How long has he been on that book?
He's been on that book since One More Day, around that time frame.
Mm-hmm.
So what was that? 6 years?
$6 years. That's a long time to be on a book.
That's a long time to be on a book. I mean, I don't know, because Marvel doesn't have much in their stables anymore of like high profile writers.
Yeah, they're going to have to give that. I mean, Spider-Man demands a top level guy or gal.
Spider-Man. I don't know if he'd want to do it again, or if he has more to do with that character.
Let's see. Ethan Johnson asks, Irredeemable is coming out with new editions. For the past couple of years, they've been putting out these premiere editions.
They're what? I'm trying to see.
These editions, and Volume 5 is coming out, which will complete the run.
It's slightly, they're larger, they're oversized, right? They're oversized, but not like.
Yeah, they're oversized.
Are they bigger than oversized? I thought they were like a very, very odd shaped or sized book.
Yeah, they're nicely oversized. Whoa! Yeah. I just heard the cracking of glue on this one.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
They're like a smidge over. I'm sorry. They're like a smidge over like oversized hardcover size.
Yeah.
They're nice. They're great books though. Like I was really happy when they started to reprint those because they put out that one Absolute slipcase. And then it just disappeared. Like they never did anything else with it.
Yeah, the definitive edition.
Yeah, yeah.
Nick Spencer and Ryan Otley will be on Amazing Spider-Man.
I think Otley would be really good for Spider-Man.
Yeah, I agree.
But I'd be disappointed that they won't let him make it as bloody as, you know, Ryan Otley does, like Invincible, or how Ryan Otley does like his commissions. They're always super bloody in fights.
Right. Will John P. and Jess be double team reviewing Satellite Sam? Yeah, that sounds fine. I'll read Satellite Sam and review it with you. I can't imagine what you'd be like in real life. Just seeing what you're like in the chat. I feel like you'd be like the Tasmanian devil. Just.
That's the cocaine. What's the most annoying thing publishers have done to Omnibus or Absolute? Glue binding, hardcover slipcases. What's wrong with hardcover slipcases?
What's the most annoying thing publishers have done to Omnibus or Absolute? Glue binding, hardcover slipcase, etc. I think the most annoying thing they do is they release one omnibus like Ultimate Spider-Man and then don't release any others. New Avengers, and then they don't give it a complete another book. That's the most annoying thing. I don't mind how they present them.
I'm trying to think. I'm thinking like, especially with the most recent reveal of the Fourth World Omnibus having that misprint. But that's really not that bad. That's not a big deal.
Oh, yeah, I think he was talking about binding, maybe.
I'll say this. The most annoying thing is seeming to have to wait for like an omnibus, something like that, to go super, super out of print before reprinting it. Because all that does is really just drive up and inflate the prices of these omnibus. And you get a situation like Infinite Crisis, for instance, where people were dropping $400 or $500 for that book. The week, you know, people were buying that book the week before it was announced that it was going to be reprinted for $400 or $500. Or skipping around like runs, like with like Fantastic Four, where you have volumes 1, 2, and 3, and it doesn't complete the Stan Lee Jack Kirby run, but then they go and do like, you know, John Byrne or Hickman and stuff like that.
Right.
I wish they would kind of just keep it going, like how they've been doing Amazing Spider-Man, where they just keep going volume 1, volume 2, volume 3, and just kind of just keep it going that way.
Justin Fields asks, has Marjorie Liu done any other good works? Nyx and X-23, she did. Those were good. Those are really good.
I haven't read anything Marjorie Liu has written that I could think of.
You haven't read Monstrous?
Nope.
Why do people get so upset on prices for out-of-print books? Because, I don't know, they're expensive? I mean, I guess it's capitalism. The market decides the price.
But that's the thing, though. Also, is I understand. You know, that markets the price. Trust me, that's how I make my living right now.
Sure.
And I flip single issues in CGC books all the time, but that's different because those things aren't going to just get reprinted and then tank the sales or tank the price on them. But that's
Right.
what's frustrating is, like I was saying, people spending $400 or $500 for a book that they really, really, really want. That's driving up the market price, and then the reprint of that book will just destroy the market price. It's not like regular books or novels or even comics where the first printing is the key book. That's the one that people are looking for, and people will pay more for a first print. The moment a second print comes out, that's the one everybody goes for, and it tanks the price. Because normally the second prints are in my opinion, a lot of them are better. They have better covers or better paper or better binding or something like that. So
Better paper, yeah.
yeah.
Do you prefer Omnis or Masterworks?
Omnis.
I prefer oversized hardcovers. Like, I'm not upgrading any of my Marvel oversized hardcovers.
Yeah.
Those are perfect to me.
No, I agree. I mean, out of all the formats and stuff like that, I like the oversized hardcovers. They're easier to read for sure.
Yeah, they sure are.
But when it comes down to it, an omnibus that collects everything at once, I'm there. I'm there
Yeah,
for it.
that is super nifty.
Yeah, I won't go hardcover or oversized hardcover to omnibus too often, but I'll go like trade paperbacks to omnibus in a second. Like I have the Runaways oversized hardcover, so I'm probably not going to get the Runaways omnibus. Especially
Same.
now since I've been rereading it, I'm not really. The first arc of that book is really boring.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I don't want to trade my Runaway. I don't, for some reason, I love those Runaways oversized hardcovers, 1 through
Yeah.
3.
I like the cover. I like that peach
Yeah.
that one is really nice.
Are any Omnis reprinted soon, like the Simonson Thor one? Well, Infinite Crisis is a big one that's getting reprinted.
Yeah, and
Punisher.
if you knew what was getting reprinted, I'd be at the slot machines right now.
Another book that needs to be reprinted is The Ultimates. I love that book.
Yeah, I have the oversized hardcovers for those.
Oh, okay, that's a good way to read it.
Yeah, they need to reprint that Silver Surfer omnibus. That thing's a little expensive. I found a really good deal on mine, and Hickman Fantastic Four Volume 1 needs to get reprinted, or even Annihilation needs to get reprinted. I mean, they're doing like a trade paperback version.
Okay, I spit out my gum. Sorry.
I didn't even
Sorry.
notice. Are you guys excited for Punisher Max? Yeah.
If I didn't already own the oversized hardcovers, I would.
I don't know. I remember reading it when it was first coming out in singles, and I was digging it up until. Am I thinking the right one? Is that the one where the Russian gets his head reattached to like a female body with giant boobs?
Which book is this?
Punisher Max.
Oh, I read the first 3 of those so long ago. I don't remember. They were really well written, but I don't remember a guy getting his head reattached to a woman's body.
Yeah, I remember the Russian gets his head attached onto I don't know if it's a woman's body or they just gave him breast or something. But I know he had big ass tits, and it was a weird thing for a little bit, but I thought it was funny. And then he started wearing a shirt that said Britney on it, like Britney Spears, and I was like, I'm done. It was out of nowhere.
Cleveland Brown says that's the Marvel Knights Punisher.
Okay.
No, I don't think Gabe's going to be stealing anything.
He's stealing.
How the hell are your shelves can hold on to the weight of those Omnis? My Omnis are the majority of them are on a Kallax from IKEA. Those things are built like steel. It's I've got all my Marvel Omnis on a Kallax.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all mine are on Kallax. These things are, like you said, these things are just, they're built perfect for omnibus and absolutes. And
Oh,
they're short enough where things like I think it's like the bestest, where those sometimes those are too long and they bend. So these never bend.
yeah. And I purposely went with the skinny Billies. My Hellboy pop up is cool. What one are you seeing? This one? That guy? The fabulous Steve Gribbis got me this. It's the Chase.
Now I'm looking forward to that
Other than
Hellboy movie. I really want to see that when that comes out.
Oh yeah, that's just going to be good, I think. Other than Jeff John's GL run, is there another good long run that I should read this year? That's a good question.
There's a lot, really. I mean, if you like Jeff Johns, you could do his Flash run is really great. That's like 3 smaller size omnibus.
Yeah.
Great long runs.
A great long run of Omnis. I'm scanning. Well, there's lots of X-Men Omnis.
You could do things like, they're not omnis, but if you want to do like absolutes, there's things like Why the Last Man, Transmetropolitan, or even oversized hardcovers. Definitely do Scalped and Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
100 Bullets, that's 100 issues. That's a great run. Yeah. Mr. Johnny Kid's got it right. Nightfall. Big fat omnibus.
Yeah, John's JSA is really good. I remember I read that in singles. Did you guys once accidentally drop a book? Yeah, I dropped John Hahn's Strangers in Paradise hardcover omnibus on the ground. It was a freezing cold December day in 2016.
Just has also knocked over a soda with a book.
I knocked over a soda book and ruined my laptop. Yeah.
No, I don't think I've ever dropped a book. Or if I did, it didn't do any damage, so I didn't really like commit it to memory.
No serious damage was done, fortunately. I think it didn't hit the binding part. It was like the front piece, so it didn't damage it at all. Thank God. How many pages have you ripped? I haven't ripped any pages yet.
No, I've never ripped the page.
Sandman, Invincible, yeah, those are both great long runs. Is Strangers in Paradise a good read? That's going to depend on the person. That's a really different book.
Yeah, it's
I think that's
very indie. It's very character.
Yeah.
Not a lot of action or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's almost like somebody asking if they want to read Cerberus.
I ran out of steam on that book.
Walking Dead's pretty good up, for the first 5 or 6 hardcovers. Cerebus, not Cerberus. Yeah, Roman's got the right answer. Cross, that's a good one to read.
Hellblazer, that's a way long run. Those trade paperbacks, the original Hellblazer, The one Vertigo did. That's a great long run to read.
The new Team NT from IDW is really good. And they're beautiful hardcovers, beautiful books. Hellboy Goon.
Yeah, Hellboy and Goon.
There's a lot out there. I mean, it just depends on what you like, man. I mean, we probably named off like 20 different things, and they might not all float your boat, but go for it.
Do you watch the Walking Dead TV show?
I haven't watched that in years.
Yeah, I don't watch it either.
I think I stopped watching it around like Terminus. I don't know. It just got very formulaic, like the comic. Same reason I stopped reading the comic. My FF number 1 is a 4.0. Somebody's asking. It was I bought it at a 3.5, but it was an old CGC label. So I was able to get it pressed and regraded so it's in the newer style cases, which are beautiful.
Nice.
It bumped it up to a 4.0, and that book is going up and up and up and up right now.
Oh yeah, that's a solid investment.
FF number 1, X-Men number 1. I keep saying it. Those are the most like undervalued books right now. If you're looking at, if you want like investment, like if you want to drop like $4,000, $5,000 on the book and potentially make 20,000 in the next 4 years, those are the books you want.
What any grade? Just any grade?
Anything. Well, for $4,000, you're going to be looking at those books are getting way more expensive now. But yeah, lower grade books are really sometimes they skyrocket a lot because those are still within the affordable range, like 2s or 3s. Yeah, those are still fairly affordable. And by affordable, I mean like $3,000, $4,000.
Yeah, that's good investment advice from somebody that knows his comics.
But yeah, I'm waiting for them to finalize that Marvel or that Disney Fox deal and announce a Fantastic Four movie and just watch that book just go kablooey everywhere. Have you picked up any recent Silver Age books or anything?
I haven't in a while. I think the next book that I am getting is Superman 76. Not. No, wait. Yeah, is it Superman 76? The first Batman Superman team up? I have a copy of it, but it's been restored, so I'm trading it in for a better copy and cash.
Nice. That's the way to do it.
As someone, whoops, there was a good question. As someone who mostly reads DC, Vertigo, Dark Horse, is the Simonson Thor Omni pretty self-contained? I was thinking it might be a good jumping on point for Marvel.
I mean, that's kind of an odd question. I mean, if you want it to be self-contained, but you want it to be like a jumping on point, because I haven't read Simonson Thor all the way through, but I know that it is self-contained, like it's a complete story. And after he leaves, it just completely goes to a completely different new avenue and a different story arc and a different just creative team and everything. You can read it self-contained, but I don't think it's a good jumping on point for Marvel in general if you want to just continue reading Marvel afterwards.
Which comic series would you like to be adapted into a TV series? Why the Last Man?
Yeah, why that's going to be great. I want Transmetropolitan.
I want to see a bunch of one-breasted archer women, like in Why the Last Man. Amazons.
What else would be a good TV show? I mean, again, they have to be faithful to the book.
Right. Starman would be a perfect TV show.
100 Bullets should be great.
I'd love to see Starman on HBO or something. That would be great. Have you guys read any of the Johtoverse? I have.
I have the Inkle, but I haven't read it. Oh, Jess, have you watched that Netflix series, The Toys That Made Us?
Oh, no, I have to. Somebody else was telling me about that. I think my daughter was telling me about that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I need to watch that.
I mean, I don't know how much you were into toys in the early '80s, but that's basically most of it's coming from.
Yeah, I saw that she showed me the preview of it, and it looked really good. It looked really interesting.
Yeah, they're doing more episodes. There's 4 out right now. The first one's about Star Wars. And it's really good. It's a very good documentary on Star Wars toys. Like all the episodes are really good documentaries about the toys, about like how they came up with the idea and the struggles they did to get it made, and like the deadlines they had to hit out of nowhere, and just the random made up stuff that they had to do to make things kind of work. So it's really interesting. I mean, you don't have to be like a big time toy collector or anything like that to really enjoy it. So the first one is Star Wars, like I said. The second one is Barbie.
Oh, I'd like to see that.
It's pretty interesting. I don't have any nostalgia for Barbie. I mean, my sister had Barbies and stuff, but that's really interesting stories about that. One of the guys that helped create Barbie made so much money off of it. Like he bought a house in LA and turned it into like a castle with a moat and everything.
That's in the show?
Yeah, it's in the show, and they even talk about like in the castle. He also had like a sex dungeon too.
That's in the show?
Yeah, that's in the show.
Oh my gosh, I'm totally watching that.
Third episode is He-Man, which is really interesting, and then the fourth episode is G.I. Joe.
Oh, here's a opinion that you're gonna like. There was a question as to what the best Thor run was, and Jake Forgerelli says I like the Jurgen Heroes Return run on Thor the best.
Yes, sir. That's a good one. I love that stuff. They just came out with that omnibus, which is great. But I think, like I said, I haven't read the Simonson stuff, but that seems to be like universally known as the best run for Thor.
Yeah, I also love the Jason Aaron run, the most recent stuff. I think it's great. It's super accessible. And really, I mean, you don't even have to know anything hardly about Thor to really get into it. You just have to know basically who Thor is, and it's really interesting.
And then also just it takes a left turn and turns into Jane Foster Thor too. So
yeah,
I think that might be coming to an end. I mean, that's what it seems like. The title of the current storyline is The Death of Thor, or Thor Dies, something like that.
Simonson's Thor recolored or original, I have heard recolored is apparently gorgeous.
Yeah, here's like the best recoloring they've ever done.
Yeah. Is Hellboy worth reading? Yes. Hellboy's great. I have to say, I think the library editions, the first couple are a little bit slow because it's mostly short stories, but once they get into the long stories, it's really good. Do you ever feel guilty when you keep buying books that you know you're not going to read for a long time? Yes.
No. It's like buying like canned food.
I have a whole room full of guilt right now.
Someone's asking if Hellboy's a good thing to read. I've never really read Hellboy, but I think you have, Jess?
Yeah, I actually just said the library editions.
Okay.
Yeah, I have. I'm in the middle of my readathon for that. I'm right up to, oh yeah, Mike Fiscum just said BPRD 46 and 48. That's my next read. Never feel guilty about spending your money on what you like. Okie dokie. I appreciate that. Yeah, BPRD Plague of Frogs is great. I agree with that.
I need to finish reading that. That's the only Hellboy I really read is BPRD. Well,
John,
I used to have like the trade paperbacks I bought before the first movie came out, and I was reading them. And I was kind of digging it, and then I didn't finish it yet because then the movie hit, and I watched the movie, and I was like, "This movie's nothing like what I read," and I just kind of just took me out. Wanting to read that for a while.
You guys have a week to live. What would you read from your to read pile?
Nothing. I'd spend more time with my family.
That's not a real answer.
Week to live.
Well, I wouldn't pick an omnibus because it'd take me longer than a week. The way I read.
From our to read pile.
That I haven't yet.
I guess New Frontier.
That's funny. I was just looking at New Frontier. That would be a great book to end it all with.
Yeah.
There's a question for you in Transmetropolitan.
Gabe, I've heard you talk about Transmetropolitan. Should I go straight to Absolutes? And are they coming out with a third one anytime soon from Ethan Johnson? I would do this just to kind of make sure, because it's a fairly political book, and I don't know if Ethan might be sensitive to his political standings or something like that. Check out like the first trade paperback and see how that goes for you, and then from there, you know what? Fuck all that. Get the trades. Read the trades. Because I think things like Absolutes and Omnibus and things like that, I think those are for, especially like Absolutes. I think those are, especially if there's like a trade paperback version out there, I think the Absolutes are there for like the hardcore fans. For the people who really, really love that book and that holds something special to them, like myself, who wants to have them in like the absolute best format there is. So I would say buy the trade paperbacks if you love the series as much as anybody else does for Transmetropolitan, and go ahead and get the Absolutes. Like I said, I think the Absolutes are beautiful, and I think they're there for the hardcore fans because Transmet's kind of a under the radar book, more or less. But yes, according to Derek Robertson, he's tweeted towards me, and I know he's tweeted towards Jimmy Owens in the chat that the third one is coming out in 2018.
Yeah, if number 3 comes out, then I'll get all 3. I've been waiting for that third one to come out.
Do you have any of them yet, Jess?
I don't.
I thought the first one was out of print or hard to find or something. Right?
It is?
Yeah.
Well, then I'm in trouble.
It's almost like I thought it was like Chew, because I know the first Chew Smorgasbord edition is out of print.
Right.
But I don't think it's like I said, Transmet's kind of an underground, off the radar kind of book. So I don't think there's a lot of demand for it. But I don't think it's on IST or Amazon or anything like that anymore.
There was a good question about gutter loss. How much does gutter loss bother you? Because I feel like it detracts so much for me in black science. it can take me right out of the story. Like Jeff Johns' um, Flash Omnibus has some famous gutter loss in it that just wrecks it for me.
That one 2-page spread where it
Yeah,
looks like a giant eyeball.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That really wrecks it for me. I mean, I've even considered selling the um, omnibus books and getting the trades just so I can have a normal reading experience. That's a good question.
For me, I mean, anything that distracts from like the reading or makes it hard to read. I've seen some gutter loss out there where it almost hides the word bubbles and stuff like that,
Yeah.
or hides the art that's critical to like the reading of the book. So if anything is lost that's critical to the reading of the story, then I think that's just bullshit. Shut up, John P. I'm never wrong about anything. Jimmy Owens is asking what gutter loss is.
That's when the binding's so tight you can't. There should be a space in between when you open up the book, so you can see the both pages nicely. And if it's really tight, then they get all smushed together and it can run together down the middle. Yeah, Tolga says it happens with glue binding mostly. I never know if John P is drunk or just whacked out of his skull. No, I'm not showing you Nemo. I just got a new computer. I don't need to knock it over. Did you ever downgrade? Crouch says, "Did you ever downgrade?" I didn't to the trades from Flash.
I might be interested in those Flash omnibus if you're thinking about getting rid of them.
Okay. But Absolute Transmet Volume 1 is on IST and not hard to find at all. Okay,
Yep.
good.
Oh, right on. Well, there you go.
Take it easy. That's right. You were wrong about Led Zeppelin singles, John. Good memory. Greco, sorry, we just talked about what's coming out Tuesday that you're all picking up, unless you're asking that in the chat. So chat people can ask that. Or answer that, rather. Oh, Lloyd Wong, yes. Are there any sideshow figures you're looking forward to this year?
Yes, there is.
Spider Gwen and Silk. And then I'm done. Really done.
I'm getting the Thanos on the throne.
Oh, that's right.
I think I have like one payment left on that thing. I think it gets released at the end of the month. I can't wait to fucking finish paying that thing off.
So it's already in production, or it hasn't been released yet?
It's not released yet, no, but I should be getting like the first batch of it.
I'm going to ignore those things that say bad things about Led Zeppelin. Jess, isn't there a Catwoman bombshell? Yes. She's right back there. Let me whoop.
Careful, Joe.
Hit. I know. I don't want to hurt anything. Catwoman's right back there. Right next to Mira.
Kelly, there's so much hatred for Led Zeppelin in here. Jesus.
I know. What's going on there? Where's Omar at? He is getting his girls ready for school tomorrow, is what he told us. And Riley's got work stuff that he had to do. But I think Riley will be back Thursday. I think. Show us her buttocks. Oh, Rock Stars. That book is supposed to be really good, Chris. From Image. I need to read that. That got recommended to me by Steve at Third Eye Comics. That book's supposed to be great. And Jess, what would be a good starting point for Supergirl? Oh, that's a good question. Peter David's Supergirl, I'll say. Although there is a new Supergirl. It was a 4-issue limited series called Being Super that got printed this year, and it's coming out in a collected edition in May of last year, 2017. This year, 2018, Being Super's coming out in a collected edition, and that is a great series for Supergirl.
I don't think I've ever read a Supergirl comic.
Oh my goodness. Are you guys kids into reading comics? My daughter is not. And I think Gabe's are too little still.
Yeah, mine are little guys. We have a like a superhero book that's like, numbers and letters, and they like that, but they don't know anything about superheroes or comics yet. They like PJ Masks, that CGI animated TV series. That's about little kids as superheroes, but nothing about comics.
Cleveland Brown, yeah, I read Supergirl Rebirth, and it's good. And the Supergirl arc in Superman Batman is really good. I'd love to recommend the new 52 Supergirl, but it's especially good when she becomes a Red Lantern, but that may not be good for people picking it up for the first time.
I hear good stuff about that Red Lantern Supergirl series.
Yeah, I really like that. Yeah, Michael Turner on the art for that was great.
You know what's funny? Michael Turner, everybody gives shit about Rob Liefeld, but Michael Turner's the same way. That guy can't draw feet to save his life either.
Oh, is that right? I don't think I've ever picked up on that. This is like the most questions we've ever gotten.
Yeah, this is great.
For Drilly, what is the difference between Omnibus Collectors Group and the Omnibuds one? I'm new on Facebook. They're just run by different people.
Omnibus Collectors Group, that's, I don't want to say like that's like the main group, but that's the largest group.
It's a bit, yeah, it's a bit larger. It's the same idea. It's just run by different people. Lloyd Wong, have all your figures been revealed, or are you still in the John Han protocol or keeping some in hiding? I'm keeping one in hiding right now.
Are you? Which one are you hiding right now, Jess?
Black Canary. Because I got Supergirl, like right on the heels of getting Jane Foster Thor, and it would be too much if I busted out Black Canary on top of that.
But what's odd is some of your hauls are massive on a weekly basis. That's got to be about the price of a sideshow statue sometimes.
Oh, no.
No?
A lot of my hauls are big, but they're thin paperbacks.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I am the first to admit I buy a lot of like Marvel trades and DC trades and stuff, and I'll get 15 or something of those, and it looks like it adds up, but they're only like $8 or $9, so it won't be that. It won't ratchet up to sideshow price. Those are expensive to me. I mean, they're not like XM statues or
Prime Studio.
Prime, yeah. But for me, that's the top that I'm going to be spending on a statue.
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever be able to get like an XM or Prime Studios statue.
I don't think I will be either.
I mean, I paid XM Prime Studios price basically for that Thanos statue. That's probably the last time I'll do that.
That is a boss statue. That has a lot going on in it.
Yeah. No, Cross is amazing. I'll let my kids read Cross one day.
My Manifest Destiny 1 through 5 trades and Saga should be there in 2 days. That's good. Manifest Destiny is great, and I love Saga too. Love Manifest Destiny. Favorite statue? That depends on the day. I go back and forth. I think today I like Hawk Girl the most. She's right here. I love her blowing bubblegum. That's today. Tomorrow it'll probably be Harley or Mira again.
And Hawk Girl's cool. I like the jetpack that she has and everything too.
Yeah.
Very like Rocketeer like to me.
Yeah, there is a Red Sonja statue. There's 2 of them, Tolga, but I only have one. You probably can't see it. It's way buried back there. I don't think you can really see it too well. I've got it. I'd have to disconnect to show you that. That was very controversial in this house, that Red Sonja statue.
Was that one that you had to like sneak into or something?
Well,
I think you have to sneak in almost all your statues, but I thought
yeah. That one is pretty racy and bloody. She's cutting up a big serpent, and it's got fangs, and she's basically wearing a bikini. And I caught some slack. I caught some grief for that one. It's really big.
I like that Conan one that's out there, where he's holding a girl by her butt cheeks.
Oh yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah, I mean, besides the butt cheeks part, but it's just I like the dynamic statues. I hate it where they just kind of just stand there in like a single pose kind of thing.
Cynthia Lee, Jess, how do you feel about Gwenpool getting canceled? We talked about that a little bit earlier, and I think it's okay. I think Gwenpool's run her course. It was a good book, and I think if it had kept going, it would have probably gotten stale. I think it's broken the fourth wall plenty, been funny, really entertaining, but I don't think it could go on much longer and be effective. So I think it's a good thing that it's finishing up. Do her friends think you are a weirdo? Wait, who's that directed to? That may be
Has to be
somebody in
you.
the.
Yeah, they canceled a lot of books, man. Marvel. That's funny.
Do you guys have an adamantium or vibranium collection? I've got a giant Marvel. I have a giant Marvels book. I don't. I don't know that that's considered adamantium or vibranium though. It's a big book.
I think it's the same like idea and style though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know. Some of those adamantium or vibranium books are worth it. I don't know. I know that to me, the Deadpool one doesn't seem to be worth it because you could find those where else in like separate. I think you could find them almost anywhere else in like omnibus or trade paperbacks.
Mm. I'm a hardcore image reader. What would you guys recommend as far as other publishers, Marvel, DC, etc.?
Probably the smaller
Uh-oh.
stuff like Dark Horse or Vertigo, things like that. If you're a big image person, you're probably not super big on superheroes.
Yeah, I would say Vertigo, old Vertigo, and then the new Young Animal imprint, I think are good.
Just depends on what you like from Image.
Yeah,
You
that's a
know,
good point.
maybe he's reading Invincible and he loves Invincible, and then he might switch over and do Spider-Man or something.
Let's see. Jess, when are you going to upload a new video? This week. I know. I've been really lame. The past 3 weeks it just got swallowed up by Christmas and New Year's. So yeah, this week I've got some ideas, and so I'm going to churn out a bunch. Thank you for asking.
I haven't done a video in a while either. My last one was the Fourth World overview.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, which kind of blew up. There's a lot of views on that already. So
Have you guys read Superman for Tomorrow? Is it worth a read? Uh, I, let me see if
that's
I'm.
the Brian Azzarello, Jim Lee stuff.
That's the Jim Lee drawn one.
Yeah, the Jim Lee one. Brian Azzarello wrote it.
Oh yeah, that one. I thought it was okay.
It's not the best Superman story out there.
Right. Yeah, I thought it was okay.
No, Jimmy, that was like a little more than 3 weeks ago, I think, for the Fourth World Omnibus that I did, or a video.
Insects art looks amazing. Yeah, Insects has great art. That is a funky book. I love that book. It is so interesting. It's wild. Is it worth getting the Superman for Tomorrow Absolute? I I kind of don't think so. I think you can spend your money better on an Absolute.
I mean, if you want to read the story, I mean, you can probably find like the trades out there for fairly cheap. But the Absolute is actually not that expensive either. You can probably find that for like 30 to 40 bucks, I would think.
Gabe's Fourth World video has 3.4 thousand views. Dude, nicely done.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, it blew up, man. It's pretty good. A lot of
That's
people.
awesome.
A lot of people were interested in that omnibus, so a lot of people wanted to look at it before they bought it, which is a pretty good idea to do on something like that. Mainly because the solicitations for that thing was so confusing, where people weren't sure if Miracle Man was collected in it or not. So that was a big selling point for people. And I think I'm going to talk to Jim Lee next time I see him and be like, hey man, you might owe me some money for that Fourth World Omnibus, because there's so many people who told me that they're buying it based on that.
Let's see. What's up? Don't know your names, but I've seen videos of the bald guy.
Hey, that's me.
That guy's Gabe. I'm Jess, also known as OmniDog. Do you think there will be a Black Hammer Library Edition for Dark Horse? Huh. Good question.
That'd be interesting. But what do you think, Jess? Because I haven't read it. I would like to think that those library editions are usually kind of saved for bigger books.
Yeah, that's a popular book, but I don't know how popular it is in terms of. I know it's popular amongst comic, us guys, us hardcore comic readers. I don't know how it's doing otherwise. I would think that a library edition would require something in pretty high numbers of sales. I personally think it'll get at least like a deluxe type thing. What? I don't know. Maybe it would get a library edition. Those are pretty big.
They are, but they don't. But when I look at the library editions that are out there, it's for things like Hellboy, The Goon,
Fear Agent.
Fear Agent. Fear Agent's a weird one too, though. That was a very below the radar book.
Yeah.
What else? Kabuki.
Oh yeah, good call, Kabuki.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe down the road, if Black Hammer becomes like some kind of like phenomenon or something, they'll probably get a library edition, but they don't do it for everything, is what I'm saying.
Right. I'd love it in a hardcover, an oversized hardcover. John P., I'm afraid I have to disagree with you. My Neil Adams Ripathon has over 3,000 views.
Nice.
Where I rip into his re-inking of Batman.
When I sold my collection is like 11,000 views or something like that. From when I sold my singles.
Yeah, they are coming out. Dark Horse just put out a hardcover of Abe Sapien and some other stuff.
No.
Yeah, so I can see that's kind of a new format, that Abe Sapien hardcover. So I could see Black Hammer getting that.
Is BPRD oversized? I'm trying to look and compare.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, no,
it's just nicely like, formatted.
Yeah, it's like a smidge taller than like Trade, I think.
Yeah. Good heavens, we're going to be here till midnight. All these questions. Ay, chimunga.
Well, I'm glad Gonzo Gaming TV, if he's still around, if he's still watching, I'm glad he found us. That's always interesting to see more people find us.
Yeah. Huey P. and Louis V. I hope Harrow County by Cullen Bunn gets some kind of oversized hardcover treatment. Yeah, I'd like that too. Did you guys get the Bernie Wrightson Artifact edition? I didn't. That's a book I'd like to get. I love his art. I generally don't get art books unless it's like curvy women.
No, I didn't get it either. I'm not. I don't have an affinity for Bernie Wrightson. Like, I didn't grow up on his work or anything like that. So
Right? Yeah, I did.
it's beautiful. I've seen like Scott Dunbier, the guy from IDW that puts out those artifacts and artist editions. He did some videos on it, and it's beautiful artwork. That original artwork is great. I'm a fan of original art, but
Yeah.
and plus those artifact editions are kind of weird because they don't do. I'm not sure about that one, but a lot of times they don't do complete stories or complete issues, and that's what I like about some of the artist editions, that they're complete issues and multiple complete issues in a row. You can read like a small run of comics in original art form. Awesome, Gonzo. Thanks, man. It says getting into comics in the last 6 months because my 5-year-old who loves superheroes turns out I'm totally in now too. YouTube searches for knowledgeable Gabe videos came up, and I appreciate them. Well, I appreciate you saying that.
Nice.
It's good to see Gonz on here saying he appreciates my videos for being knowledgeable. That kind of counteracts John P being a dick eater. Hey, Jess, did you get the Lady Mechanica hardcover? I
I
remember
did. Yeah.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah. It's basically the first trade paperback just blown up. Jess, where did you get the Monera erotica book from? The gigantic book. What are we talking about? Is there something in the background that's Monera? Because most of my Monera stuff is hidden.
Maybe he's talking about that one you found for Omar or something.
Uh, but it's not really that big. The Monera Library, erotica library. Yeah, I got that off of Dark Horse's website. Um, Tales from Another World. Uh, where did you the gigantic book? I don't know. Yeah, any Monera stuff I've gotten from their website, it was live for like 2 seconds. That volume 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 3 are the really hard ones to find, and I just lucked into finding them from TFAW's website. Now, it's oversized, but it's not gigantic.
Yeah, what'd you get? Was it volume 1 and 3 that you found on the website?
Yeah, and volume
Okay.
2 I got from eBay. Less, I think.
Oh, did you get that for Omar also, or did you get that for yourself?
I think you found it for Omar.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I didn't know if you bought it for Omar. And I'm like, fuck, I got one for Omar too.
Oh. Plastic. Have you read Plastic by Image? It's getting good reviews here. Plastic is great. Plastic was great.
No, I've heard about it. It sounds interesting. It's about a guy who. It's about a guy and his like sex doll.
Oh, that's the one with the blow up doll face on the cover.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Okay. No, I
I
haven't
haven't
read
read it.
that.
I've heard good things about it. Like from here on the group and at the store. Oh, I'm gonna see that. Jimmy said that Derek Robertson posted a Wolverine sketch that he forgot about. Let's see what that looks like.
Sam I Am asks, how's Giant Days? I like it. It's different. It's about gals in college in England, and it's just a fun, funny, light-hearted look at what college life is like for a bunch of insecure chicks. So it's fun. I don't know that I'm not going to upgrade from my trades to the hardcover, but it's a fun series. I like it. Plastic is fun, one trade. Okay. All right, Make Havoc. Now I feel better. Thank you, Make Havoc. Omnibros Live. Who's your favorite director? Quentin Tarantino.
Favorite director?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I don't really follow directors too much.
Oh yeah, I Vampire is a great vampire book.
All right. I don't know about you, Jess, but I think it's almost time to cut this because it's 7:30.
Yeah, it's 10:30 for me.
How long has this been running for? We're probably close to 2 hours, man.
Yeah, I know. We've been answering questions for like an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. So we're going to cut this short, or not short, but let's go and just cut this where we're at. All right, guys. So everybody in the chat, everybody viewing this, if you lasted this long, thank you. This is a pretty long episode of, show us your hauls. What did you read? And this week's releases. Jess, where can everybody find you at, buddy?
They can find me on OmniDog's Vault on YouTube, and I'm also a member of Ryleymo's the Omnibus Collectors Comic Swap and Community page on Facebook. And my daughter Flaked was supposed to help me set up my Instagram account today, and instead threw a party. So I'm gonna jam her up about that tomorrow. But yeah, OmniDog's Vault.
It doesn't take that long to set up an Instagram account.
I know. I'm sure I can do it myself quite easily, but she's adamant that she wants to do it for me. I may just do it myself tomorrow because it's too cold to play golf here.
You guys can find me as well on the Facebook group. The link is now in all the show notes and on the information about this channel. You can find me on my channel, Gabe Infinity Watch. You can also find me on Instagram as Gabe Infinity Watch and Twitter as Gabe Infinity. And besides that, I think we're done with this episode. I appreciate everybody checking this out today. All the chats, all the questions.
Yeah, thank you.
Cool, besides John P. But with that, we're going to call it a night. Everybody take care, and we'll see everybody again on Thursday.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
Later, laters.